Hello everyone, this is Longom of Longon Games continuing our Ashes of Creation introductory series. Today's video is a re-upload of a previous video discussing the node mechanics in Ashes of Creation. Due to some audio difficulties in the previous video, this is the re-uploaded version of the node overview video. Today's video is going to be discussing the node mechanics in Ashes of Creation. Nodes are one of the main unique gameplay selling points for Ashes of Creation. This is a video in which the information needs to be clear, and I apologize for the audio mistakes in the previous video. That being said, let's move forward. Encompassing each server, there are locations known as nodes. There will be 103 nodes, as well as 15 additional castle nodes, for a grand total of 118 nodes per server. The realm is divided into regions, with each region containing multiple nodes. And as a node advances, players will unlock different rewards for progression. There are 4 different major types of nodes that you can see listed on your screen here, and these nodes remain fixed in terms of server and location. That is to say, if you have a divine node at one location that is then conquered, that node will always remain a divine node. You cannot go from a divine node to an economic node to a military node. That is a very important concept when we talk about conquering different nodes in future videos. So again, there's 4 different types of nodes, and they're listed here on your screen. There's the divine nodes, which have to do with focuses on augments. Economic nodes that are pretty self-explanatory. There's a lot of mechanics we'll talk about with auction houses, trading, and merchant focuses. Military nodes, which are forcing combat, class training, PvP mechanics on players. And then scientific nodes that have artisan and construction focuses. As nodes progress through their 6 stages of progression, different boons will be unlocked, as well as a Metropolis superpower at stage 6, which is the Metropolis stage of progression. At this time, divine nodes' benefits are unknown. All that is known about military nodes is that their nodes will enable bounty hunters as well as reduce the duration of corruption on a player. This, in theory, encourages PvP combat in the areas around military nodes. Economic nodes that have reached the Metropolis stage unlock the linked economy superpower. These economic nodes will have the ability to share auction house listings with each other economic Metropolis node. Up to 2 can be linked in this manner. Items listed in one node can be bid on from any of the other linked economic nodes in the area and the vassals' economic nodes. Scientific nodes that have reached the Metropolis stage unlock the teleportation superpower. This gives the ability of players to teleport between different nodes and its vassal nodes, regardless of the stage of the vassal node, so long as the node is not currently at war. Citizens and non-player activity within a node's zone of influence, which we will talk about shortly, count toward the advancement of a node. Nodes have 7 stages of advancement that you can see on your screen here, with experience thresholds for each stage. When the node reaches the experience required for its current stage, it then advances to the next stage. So as you can see here, the pictures of the node stages. We start with a wilderness, expedition, progress to an encampment, a village, a town, a city, and then eventually a metropolis. If you look at the time frames, you can see that this process to becoming a metropolis is it's a process that's going to take months, considering that players are active in the area of the zone of influence. The important marker to note here is that the advancement of a node from stage to stage unlocks unique content, which comes at the cost of locking out an increasing ring of neighboring nodes from progressing to the next stage. Nodes advance to the first stage very quickly, which gives you vending and banking items. And as a node advances, the larger its zone of influence will become. We will put up a graphic in a moment explaining that concept. Less advanced nodes, which are the vassal nodes existing around the main power node, that fall within can still gain experience but must remain at a lower advancement stage than the dominant node. The vassal system begins when a node hits stage 3, which is the village stage. But neighboring nodes lower than stage 3 also block the growth of their immediate neighbors. This is a territory expansion algorithm, as you can see on the screen here. This is an example of that vassal system at work. It takes into account the nearest coast, neighboring nodes, and the heat map of players in surrounding areas over the last weeks or months. So this is how we can calculate how a vassal node works and how its dominant node works. As you can see in the graphic above, you have a stage 6 metropolis node and then 3 stage 5 nodes encompassing that level 6 node. So no vassal nodes may then go ahead in terms of level progression than the main dominant node. And as you can see here, the stage 5 nodes have stage 4 and 3 nodes as vassals to them. So this is kind of how that concept works. Vassal nodes must remain at least one stage below their parent node, at least one stage. Vassal nodes apply any experience they earn to their own deficit. It then applies any excess experience to the parent node. If the parent node advances, the vassal node will then be able to advance upon that. Vassal nodes give experience to their parent node and may have their own vassals as well. As you can see in this example, the level 5 vassal nodes are vassals to the level 6 node, and the level 4 and 3 nodes are vassals to the level 5 nodes. If a node is capped and is both a vassal and has its own vassals, any experience is first applied to its own deficit in the case of node atrophy. Vassals are subject to the governments, alliances, wars, taxes, and trades of their parent node. If you would like more information on the electoral system, mayors, and such, please, I encourage you to check out the wiki for more information on that. That's something we will not be going in depth on in this video, but may go in depth on in future videos. I hope that you've enjoyed this very brief but important explanation of the node system. If you want to do much more extensive research on nodes, I encourage you to visit the Ashes of Creation wiki linked in the description box below. There is much more to know about nodes that I did not mention in this video, as I meant for this video to be both brief and basic as an introduction to the node system. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe below, and check us out on our other platforms, also linked below. Look forward to the next part of our introductory series exploring the different primary and secondary archetypes that players have available to them. Thank you for watching.